Guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm showing you my process of doing my latest digital painting. So my original idea was to have this blue woman in front of a very kind of chaotic background filled with lots of different colors in just kind of a swirlish pattern. And once I added all the colors into the background, I realized that the blue didn't really pop as much as I was hoping for. I'm not sure if it was just because of the color of blue that I chose, like if it needed to be darker or something, but I just didn't like the way that it looked. It didn't pop enough, so you can see me now, I'm trying to change the color to a different color blue, and then I decide to make it brown, because I thought a nicer, darker, I guess more human skin tone would pop a little bit more on that background, and it does. Now you're going to watch me painstakingly go over all of that blue line art with brown, because I had no idea how to change the blue line art to a darker brown. So that took an incredibly long time, but it was obviously worth it because I wanted the dark brown outline. And I've been experimenting with not using black as an outlining color, and I'm honestly loving it a lot. I think it just adds a little bit more softness to the pieces, which I really enjoy. But anyways, so the inspiration from this piece, I had it like drawn out in my notes, and originally the woman's head was kind of supposed to be separated where the eyes were so that I didn't have to draw eyes from the side, because side profiles are not my strong suit. I had to follow like a tutorial online in order to figure out how to draw this side profile, but I think it turned out. But then I decided to not separate the head pieces because I wasn't sure what to put in the middle and if I was going to make it 3D or 2D. And it was just a lot of thinking and designing that I didn't really want to have to do. So then I went ahead and just decided to make it the person with their eyes closed, head attached. No hair though, because I didn't really want to deal with drawing hair because I suck at drawing hair. So anyways, this is what we ended up with. We ended up with a side profile woman with no hair, looking upwards with their eyes closed on a funky background. So now I'm trying to shade. So I hid the background there. I'm trying to add some blush and some highlights and shadows with the airbrush tool, and it's really not going well. I don't know what I was doing wrong. Usually I can shade things just fine with the airbrush tools, but for this piece, it just wasn't working. I don't know if it was my colors or what was happening, but they were just like too orange or too yellow and then too gray for the shadows, and it looked horrible. But what I did like is I found out that I have access to all these other brushes that I have never used before, and one of them was a charcoal brush that I used to do the hair, so it kind of looked like a shaved head. It gave it such an awesome texture. I really wasn't expecting that because obviously I'd never used any of these brushes before. So half of this is just me experimenting with the different kinds of brushes, and you'll see that again later when I try and add the highlight. So I'm like trying to figure out the hairline. It looks a little wonky here, but I do fix it and I do change it, 4 or 5 different times. And even when you think I'm done fixing it, I'm probably going to change it again. So I keep jumping around trying to get the shading right because it just wasn't working. Like here, that's a horrible gray, and then I'm trying to blur it and whatever, and it's not working. And I think part of the problem may have been that I used the pen, like the calligraphy looking pen, in order to color her skin tone in instead of using like the paintbrush like a normal person. So that's potentially why things weren't blending properly. But then I finally decided to just draw that line on her cheek to kind of show some definition and some shadow there. And then I did add a little bit of darkening underneath of it. And I'm not sure that this is where I leave it, but it was looking better at this point. So then I decided to move on. At some point here, I did add freckles onto her with another speckle brush, but I can't remember when that happened. But again, love the way that it looks. It looks so realistic. So happy with it. And then I'm trying to add some shading in a way other than using the airbrush because it was looking horrible, and here I am redoing the hair again because, that never stops. So I decided to do some hatching as shading in the more hard to reach areas that I didn't want to have to go in and erase and change the size of my brush, because when you change the airbrush to really small, you get much harsher lines. So anyways, I add the different hatching into areas that are definitely more darker, like the inside of the ears and underneath the neck there. And I'm just adding on her eyebrow. It took a couple tries. I don't know why I didn't add this in here, but with the rest of the dark brown line art. I'm not sure why I waited till the very last second, to put it in there, but whatever, it looks nice. And so I just keep going and adding different layers and details. I'm kind of erasing the random outside parts at this point because I'll frequently put a color that I like down and then I'll forget what layer it's on and then I have to go back and erase it. So here I am trying the different brushes in order to figure out how to put highlight on her. I wanted something that was like gold and sparkly because I could never rock something like that. So I thought it would look really nice. And then with like a dark red lip color, I thought that would be really glamorous and beautiful. So I ended up doing that. The highlight doesn't pop nearly as much as I thought it was going to, but that's okay. It's not too aggressive, which is fine. Just adding some highlight to the lip there as well. And then I'm just gonna clean up the edges here and erase some more stuff. And as you can see, I'm just going through playing with the layers and stuff. So I decided to outline it in white like you usually do with stickers. And I wasn't super happy with the way that that looked. So then I did it in black and hated that even more because it looked like she was just like a cutout there. So then I just decided to thicken that dark brown line around her to kind of keep with the theme. And I made it a little too thick to begin with. So I did end up cutting that down. And it took a painstakingly long time to do this. I don't know how to do something like this with this software. I'm using the Autodesk Sketchbook on my Windows laptop in order to draw this. And I did screen record, and that was a whole pain and a half to get that transferred over here to get this edited, but oh well. I love the way that it turned out. I just sign it there and just clean up a couple extra things. But anyways, this is the finished project. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make this, and I'll see you all next time.